Good evening, Raider Nation. This is RJ coming at you live from the Wright State Esports Center, where your Wright State Raiders are getting set to take on the University of Northern Alabama Lions in a best-of-3 Valorant match for the first opening round of the national tournament. I'm joined, of course, by Jabub as we get started. This is going to be another best of 3, not a best of 5 like last time in the regional championship. But once again, this is going to be a single elim tournament for the national tournament here. And so that means if the Raiders lose tonight, it is all over for the semester. But we are starting on a familiar map for the Raiders. It's their map pick, Haven. This is a map that we've seen the Raiders on several times this semester, and looks like CS Leaf is changing things up here. I think that's the newest agent added to the game, correct?
Yes, that is Mix. Newest Valorant agent added to the game. I'm surprised that he might bring it out today. He is new, but it's kind of a little bit of a niche pick now. Since it is new, it's a little bit... You have that nicheness to it, where his util's kind of easy to break, but as he switches back...
Switches back to the reliable Omen. Besides that brief bout of a possible different pick there, the rest of it is things that we've seen the Raiders bust out typically on this map, Haven. This is their map pick, and for good reason. I believe they did win this in the regional finals. So we're looking for a repeat performance here in the opening round of the national tournament. We are already underway. Your Raiders will be starting out on the attacking half with the UNA Lions defending. On the opposing side, we have Sinister, YTK, Fudge, Snow, and Stan the Carman, 84. Great name. The man to watch is Sinister. He is the highest rated at Ascendant. So he is higher than Diamond, which is higher than most in the lobby, but still just a little bit below Summer, who reached Ascendant. So, looking for the opening pistol round here. And so far, the Raiders starting out on attack, like I mentioned. Nobody's picked up the spike yet. Might just be looking for openings here. Fudge already getting flashed down, but good util for the Raiders at the very least. So how many times do we think we're going to see Topaz lurking mid? Because he's already doing it, and this is just the very start of round 1, Jabub.
It's going to be every time. Every time.
Go, go, go! Shortcut!
The window, though, looks to be headed straight for C. Summer. Loses an extended 1v1 against Stan. Topaz gets traded out after taking one for himself. But Stan is down to low HP. Tubby, both members of that 1v1 flash down, but the Lions are pressing in here. Oh, that's actually all she wrote. Went very quickly there, but that should be an easy defuse for the Lions and the opening pistol round for them.
Yeah, Topaz got too far into the lurk, all the way through to behind garage, and one of the A players just caught him rotating, and he was no more. But I mean, I like the Raiders pushing that garage aggression, and they got sight and bomb down, so it wasn't a fail each of the round. It was just a really good retake by the side of UNA.
Opening round doesn't go the way of the Raiders, so they are still stuck with pistols in their hands for this round 2. But the spike seems to be taking a similar path to the first round. The Raiders did see somebody there in C short, but not able to finish the job. Just a little bit of damage down as Topaz still wanting to keep this mid in check. He's looking through the smoke. Did get chunked down very far by the shock dart, and Sinister will finish the job. It'll be a 5v4 post plant for the Lions. Went pretty swimmingly for them last round. We'll have to see if they'll get a repeat performance, but Tubby still trying to keep things managed, but Fudge running in, and YTK backing him up. It's been all Lions. Tubby trying to keep things locked down, trying to get them off the spike. He will, but only for a moment before the Lions take him out as well. It's a 2-0 start for the Lions.
Got better weaponry. There's nothing really the Raiders can do there. I mean, but if you look at the bright side from the Raiders' perspective, you got a couple kills with that classic from Tubby. We're getting slowly closer to that Sova ult, and with 3 kills on the board, I mean, you look at the whole side of UNA, and they all have a light shield. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see an Outlaw by here, but I don't think we will, as we'll just see Windows, Patton, and Judge instead.
We know how much he loves that Judge. Already running in, getting shot down, but will take down Fudge on the Phoenix, but Topaz does die to YTK elsewhere as the Raiders look to try and swarm this A-site plant, but the Lions have them red. They're going to be stopped just at the door to A-site. Might have to loop back around here to C. We see CS Leaf trying to buy them some time to make the Lions still believe this is an A push.
With no TP, it's kind of hard for him to get out, but UNH is not holding their angle on him, so he's pretty much just stuck here until time being.
He is able to throw down some cover from across the map at the very least. The spike does definitely seem to be heading back towards C. He's still getting looked at by... well, not looked at exactly anymore as he tries to lurk through here to find if anybody's still there. He does not find Sinister, though, before getting taken out. Windows got a good angle here with the Judge as Tubby gets the plant down, and he will find YTK. As he dashes around, it'll be a 3v3 post-plant situation. Window, though, runs through getting his 3rd kill, and the rest of the team will take care of business back on site. The Raiders are on the board.
Window did not care if anything was in his way. He's gonna run at you with the Judge, and he will kill you. There's nothing about that. He just went full force into these players on the C site and the beginning of A. Even though he got Phoenix flashed by Fudge, it just didn't matter. He was going forward. He had one mission. Charge.
Sometimes that's all you need. We did have a brief tech pause there from the... I think that was just from the Raiders, but we are back on now, so hopefully that'll be the only tech pause we have here tonight, but you never know. Seems like sometimes the Raiders tend to struggle against a good Phoenix player, something I've kind of noticed recently. We'll have to see how Fudge performs on that Phoenix agent in this one, but so far might be another C-site push. If the Raiders do elect to send the spike towards C again, it is a open site. But the heart of the team is looking mid as Window rushes in, but he does not see Stan! But Stan doesn't have the shots, and Topaz has Window's back. Tubby going for the plant. Down! He will get it just in time! But the Hunter's Fury will claim at least one before Fudge keeps things going. It's 2 down for the Raiders. The Phoenix ult was used. YTK trying to go for the plant, but Fudge keeps things going. They're just trying to keep him off the spike, but they will fail to do so. That's another round in the books for the Lions after another post plant.
Get great reaction by UNA. I mean, as soon as the plant comes down, we're gonna flood fast. With the Sova, the Hunter's Fury from the back, and it made the whole Raiders kind of split up and take a bunch of chip damage while Fudge pops the take it back and just runs in the site and cleans up. It's really hard to shoot these while you're getting Hunter's Furied, and there's multiple guys in sight who have no fear.
Hunter's Fury and the Phoenix ult were both used there, so at the very least the Raiders do have the ult advantage here, 2-0, but Stan getting shot at, but so they likely know where he is, but he will get the better of Window before being taken care of by CS Leaf. Spike in the vicinity of C site, but Summer has been chipped down to very low HP. Sinister will find Topaz, but Topaz can't find him even when Sinister was stuck in the animation to get off of the drone. Those are the ones you gotta have, and now the Raiders are looking for a C-site push here with 3 up and Window on low HP. Site is open for them, but these post plants have been rocky for them so far. Tubby gets spotted. Nobody's there to stop the plants. Raiders will get it down. Fudge runs through. Will find one. Almost finds 2. Snow's got his back, and YTK takes care of CS Leaf. That's round number 4 for the Lions.
Yeah, it seems like UNA's game plan here on Haven is just to not even be on the C site at all. It's play full retake as we're gonna see Snow here at the beginning of the round. Just set up trips for a garage and the C site, and then play completely off the site. Not even bother to challenge anything, as the Raiders have just been struggling to break his Yuto. I mean, it's hard to hit a site like that when you have such a good retake comp and the Phoenix, Jet, and the Sova when it's just fast blood.
Raiders still have left the spike back on site. It was a brief 2v2 there before both sides look away, but to re-engage now. Window has been spotted, but he's able to get back to safety before YTK swings on him. CS Leaf still backing his Neon up. And neither side looking to get a favorable advantage there, but oh, CS Leaf finds Fudge before he can get a shot off with that Judge. That'll give the Raiders the man advantage as CS Leaf teleports into C. Snow knows exactly where he is, able to chip him a lot of his HP down from behind that box, just trying to spray him down now, but can't find him on the other side of the smoke. Summer keeps things going, but eventually they are able to flush CS Leaf out. And it's a trade back on A. That will give the Raiders the site. They will have the man advantage for this post plant. The Raiders fall back to wait for Stan and Snow to make their move, but Stan is just trying to
see how Topaz doesn't find him. Barely misses him by a pixel, and now Topaz has the timing of a time.
Summer gets swung on first. He will be dealt with.
But now as the Cypher ult comes in, they know where Topaz is, but it doesn't matter.
Topaz finds one! That's a 1v1, but the timer's ticking down, and Tubby has used his Hunter's Fury to secure the round. And the Raiders double their round count. 4-2 is the disadvantage now. I think that was a good idea to use that ult just to secure the round there, because it was starting to get out of control for him.
Yeah, especially for the 1v1 scenario. The only thing I was worried about was the time. I mean, if they had more time on the clock, it would have just been a 1v1 duel. Tubby would have been pushed, and it would have been up to that. But Carman just opts to stick for the spike due to time, and it was just unfortunate for UNA. But they come in with a light buy here with Stingers and Buckies. I don't see if Window can clear out this site with this Neon ult. Was Sinister.
Sinister finds him looking elsewhere. It's just... But the Raiders are still almost unanimously on the A site as the Killjoy ult comes down.
Investing 2 ults on your opponent's eco is something. The Raiders just want this round.
They want it bad. They don't find any detains, but that should give them an easy plant down. CS Leaf trying to find Fudge. Will flush the ult out. Meanwhile, Summer catches Stan outside of the site. And Tubby and Topaz still taking care of business after YTK was able to find one in heaven, but the rest of his team falls down. It's all up to Sinister, and he cannot seal the deal that time. Raiders bring themselves into 1 after using 2 of their 3 ultimates that were up.
Yeah, wasn't alone in those ults as UNA also fudged with the Phoenix ult. Later in the round with the bucket, he almost picked off CS Leaf. But it doesn't matter now as we go into the next round where I mean, Snow, they're just, UNA are out in the same game plan the whole time. Snow, set up trips, garage site, playoff site, and then 3 members of UNA just push A every round. And, I mean, so far it's pretty much working for them. And the last couple rounds, Raiders have adapted.
Did look like the ult was used there to send out the drones, try and get the Raiders some information here. It will be another C site. I don't believe they got the util down this time to the Lions. But the Hunter's Fury does come down the window, able to find one before being taken out himself. It'll be a 4v4 post plant with CS Leaf getting on his box, but can't find Fudge through the smallest of cracks. Fudge seems to know exactly where... Oh, but this getting taken out by Tubby. Tubby gets 2 before going down. Topaz in a 1v2. Crazier things have happened, especially with Topaz up. Just trying to find Sinister, but not able to find him. Spraying down and gets caught reloading. And that'll be round number 5 for the UNA Lions.
Yeah, I mean, Window, like, yes, I got a kill pushing CT there, but I think the Raiders need to make an adjustment for their post plan. Be more patient. You have Window on the Judge, the most powerful close-range weapon in the game, and I don't think pushing Spawn is the right idea now, as they just play post plant every time, and Phoenix flash in. Maybe try sitting in a corner and just waiting with the Judge. I don't know, next time. That's just my thoughts.
He does seem to perform well when he's able to find those angles with the Judge by a door and just start pumping. But Topaz is the one who finds the opening kill onto YTK, and Window dances around to find one, but Sinister doubles up before being taken down. But this one should still be the Raiders' round despite those efforts. It's all up to Stan the Carman against 3 Wright State Raiders. He's bringing himself up into heaven, but the drone will spot him out. And Tubby will take care of business, bringing the Raiders back within 1 yet again.
Yeah, great round. I mean, they just decided, hey, let's just fight this A pressure instead of back off it and just send Window in super fast, be aggressive, and it worked out. I mean, Topaz got a pick from the long. I don't think Topaz lurked mid that round for the first time in the game, and it worked as all 5 of them went A, as we now come to a UNA eco round, and Raiders might look for kind of the same thing, as UNA has switched it up as a mid push comes in.
Topaz getting pushed down out of mid, but they shouldn't be able to find anything here. Tubby might be able to catch him unawares. Window opens things, is the one to open things up on A site, and Tubby will find at least one. Topaz putting the squeeze onto this Lions team. They can't move at all. It's a flawless round for the Raiders to tie us up here in match number 1.
Yeah, it's just a solo battle right now between Sinister and Tubby. Very similar stat lines, 12-6-3 and a 12-5-1. But as you look at Wright State, they have the economy difference of they're a lot more rich. I mean, we only have 2 more rounds to play, so that guarantees them a bye the last 2 rounds. As if UNA doesn't win this round, they don't have a bye for the last round of the half.
So this might be the Raiders' opportunity to try and take the lead. The Lions are leaving Seaside undefended, sans the util once again from Snow. Dog is sent in. The dog will not find anything. As the Raiders begin their march, util coming down, Window jumping around, trying to find somebody. He will not. As the rest of the Lions start to rotate over, the plant goes down, and it'll be another 5v5 post plant in C.
We're going to see Fudge, probably Phoenix all here from Garage, but I don't know if they know Tubby's here.
Well, so far, they're not doing much of anything. Window not being patient this time, and he works out for him. He finds one and is able to jump back to safety. The YTK and the Phoenix will take care of things, but CS Leaf is still there. Long, and Topaz was waiting for the Phoenix ult, and despite a 3K from YTK, Topaz and Tubby with the Hunter's Fury will put the Raiders ahead for the first time this map.
Yeah, Tubby with the Hunter's Fury while Topaz is on Fudge's body while the Phoenix ult pops. It's just very good util from the Raiders. And now, I mean, we're going to see a couple of judges, Spectres from UNA, spending every last cent they have. And the Raiders have 3 ults they have work with. It's just the Sinister ult that can break this KJ lockdown.
Sister gets pushed back. He knows that this is going to be an A-site push. YTK opens things up.
You should run.
There are plenty of defenders down as the Killjoy ultimate comes out from Topaz. This should buy them more than enough time to get the plant down, but Summer can't win the 1v1 against Fudge. It's a 3v5 with this much of an advantage. Tubby just trying to... Topaz trying to spray down Fudge as Tubby gets the plant down, but all he's able to do is get some HP off of him. It's CS Leaf against the world, and despite the economy and the ults, the Lions will tie us up as we head to the half.
Yeah, great picks, and just way to be patient by UNA. Alright, yeah, UNA, as they just wait for Fudge on that flank, and Summer's just caught alone. I mean, can't really do anything, and like I mentioned, we aren't seeing the usual Summer that we've seen during the season tonight. 5 and 9 this map, and we're used to having Summer with at least 12 kills a half, and usually the top fragger on the team, but last time we said this, he warmed up by the second half of the map, and I think had 16 kills the next half, so we'll see.
Can we give him our broadcaster jinx luck yet again? But so far, despite that, the Raiders are still tied with this UNA team. As they move to the defensive half, trying to get some chip damage down there, but oh, they keep going! Window stays in the same place, is able to find the flank of YTK, and Topaz keeps things rolling. The Raiders did have a much better success in the second half of maps in the last match they played in the regional finals. Can we see a repeat here today as Window
Spike down A.
keeps things moving right along. The spike is back in the hands of the Lions, but both of their members are trapped with no way to get onto A site. Might have to rotate out of here, but they have so far elected to just stay in the same area. They are able to swing on to Summer, trying to deal with CS Leaf now, and they will, but Tubby swoops in to take the rest of their HP. Wright State back in the lead after the first defensive round, and the Lions couldn't even get onto a site to attempt a plant.
Yeah, I'm Tubby again with multiple kills in the round. Common theme we've seen today. He's just playing great. I mean, a lot better from what we saw from grand finals of the division. I don't think Tubby is playing super well, and I mean he's completely changed it around to this map in 15-6. I mean, playing really well in this haven.
And usually it's either Window or Summer top fragging. It's often we see Tubby and Topaz as the number 1 and 2. So far, the Raiders are holding firm. The CS Leaf trying to pressure them away from the A site. The Spike, meanwhile, might be headed up mid. But CS Leaf is determined not to let him have anything.
Spike down mid.
Takes down 2 to neuter the offense straight away. And with that down, once again, the Lions don't have an easy path onto any site unless they rotate over to A, where Snow has been able to make some room for himself, but Summer is there to contest. And as I say that, down goes Snow, left. Like it's the peak of winter. Summer melting snow, how about that? But we do have Stan the Carman pressed deep between B and C as YTK is making the long rotate over to C. Left. They've got 10 seconds to make this plant, and Topaz is there to try and put an end to that. If he can swoop through, and that's it. That's all she wrote. Another flawless round and a flawless defense from the Raiders. They're giving the Lions nothing this half.
Yeah, started out winning pistol. We are 1-1 on pistol, and yeah, Summer getting on the board with a kill there. Just if Summer can get going, I mean, this is pretty much Raiders map. But yeah, really good idea from Stan the Carman to be that patient in the garage. Definitely could have caught someone out. Unfortunately, Tubby is just on one today, and you can't catch him out in garage, and it was just not enough time for them to rotate back C with all that pressure.
We're in the third round of the attacking half now for the Lions as they look to try and march on to C. They will spot Topaz there. I don't believe they know about CS. They will make the assault nonetheless with Wright State already rotating over. Fudge is holding the angle for their one moment in. Snow will catch them out. It is 3 down already for the Raiders as Summer gets a stun off. We'll spray one down with the help of Tubby. Tubby will get the credit for the kill. But Summer keeps things going. But Tubby's got an inch of HP to spare. And it's a 1v2. Granted, Stan is also very low, but he is running out of time already. And he's not sure where anybody is. He's going to walk right up.
Concentrate
Util will get some damage down, but had Stan on his flank, that will be the first successful attacking round for the Lions after they finally are able to get one past this suffocating Raiders defense.
That was the Raiders bonus round, and it wasn't meant to be, as the Raiders have been converting their bonuses a lot this season, especially in the division playoffs. There's just a lot of converted bonuses. But you see here, that was expensive for the side UNA. So we have 2 sheriffs and a Bucky coming out from them on the attack side, and I don't know how you're going to use that Bucky. Maybe against Window and Sewer, but it'd be dangerous for Fudge to have that Bucky for post plant.
Meanwhile, Sinister is their best player, and he was top fragging for them, but I think it's been about 4 or 5 rounds without a kill for him. He's gone from about 12-5 to 12-10. Summer gets flashed back as the spike will be carried in the direction of A before rotating back off of it. Someone is trying to spray down through the smoke, but won't find anybody. Spike now being taken away from A as part of the feint, but the Raiders have eyes on all of their sites, not getting overly aggressive here on the defense. That
30 seconds left.
Resulted in a lot of movement. As the Spike still headed back towards C, but Wright State have 3 members in that area. So it comes down, a lot of stuns, but Sinister able to take CS Leaf with his pistol. A lot of low HP bars. Only 10 seconds left for them to get the plant down here. They should be able to do it.
Spike planted.
Oh, so close with the shock darts from Tubby. Sinister's so low.
They send a flash in. They will find one, but Stan and Fudge help to trade those kills out. They still have a man advantage, but Sinister's on very low HP, but it doesn't matter. Fudge and Stan have his back, and the Lions tie things up once again.
Yeah, just as you said something, I mean, Sinister gets a kill. But stay in the car, man. I mean, that round is definitely yours. I mean, going and getting those kills on site, I mean, especially when CS Leaf blinded your whole team and somehow still barely doesn't get Sinister and doesn't really get anyone else. But as you see, the Raiders are going to opt for their C push that we haven't seen in a while.
They're going to try to cut Snow off guard here. He's only got a few kills to his name, and he will not find one there. Window getting very aggressive, won't find one before realizing that he has ran into the entirety of the remaining Lions team.
But numbers advantage for the Raiders as Window did a lot of damage.
You do have someone with very low HP. He'll walk right into them, bump them right in their chest. Well, it does Topaz before being taken out, and Summer's on very low HP, trying to flash someone down, but Sinister is getting the plant here on A site with Wright State unavailable to push him off. He'll be a 3v3 as CS Leaf tries to move in. Still coming down, but CS Leaf is found behind the boxes, and it's all down to Tubby now as the Phoenix ult was used to find him, and the lead is back in the hands of the Raiders. Their defense looked very stout in the beginning of this half, but they have now given up 3 straight to the Lions offense.
Yeah, as we see, Tubby now back on the Hunter's Fury, but with Sinister too. I don't know how, if you're the Raiders here, I think you just want to sit. I mean, these aggressive plays from Window are sometimes working, getting 1 or 2. So we're going to see a mid push here, but I mean, pace change, and as you know, it's kind of going slow on these sites. It's kind of awkward for the Raiders to push into this, but this round, it doesn't look like it.
Raiders able to deal with it that time after Window survived a narrow 1v1, and then CS Leaf and Summer able to find kills elsewhere. The spike is still in their hands. I'm not sure they know where Summer is. Oh, Fudge does find Window, though. But Summer, just as I suspected, able to take out Sinister. 4v2 now in favor of Wright State.
Last
Fudge
player standing.
is eventually collapsed on, and Snow melts right beside him. That's 3K for Summer starting to come online here in map 1 as the Raiders tie things up again with 3 ults available to try and take the lead here.
You know what we haven't seen, AJ, the whole time? Is Window and an Odin. Where is this Odin? I need it back.
Yeah, he's just been using that Judge the whole time. This time he's opted for a different kind of shotgun. He's tossing some things around, but...
2 shotguns to the side of the Raiders from Topaz and Window.
Yeah, might be looking to mount up against some doorways to try and find a good angle. Topaz with that other shotgun as Window tries to find anybody poked out there. Might be another A-site push, but Wright State have 3 defenders there to try and put the brakes on that. Topaz lurking with that Judge, but Window dies behind him. He's able to deal with Phoenix, but the Hunter's Fury will open things right up here. But Tubby uses one of his own to find Stan, and this offense has dissolved with Sinister only left standing. He does have the spike with an open look towards B, but CS Leaf is starting to move over there. He's running out of time here.
Oh, the timing. Seriously, barely misses it. Has no idea Sinister's back of sight until now.
Now they must have some idea. The remaining 3 Raiders start to move towards B as Sinister moves back out to try and find a better angle. Shock dart's coming down. CS Leaf knocked to about half, but trying to keep him off of the spike, but Tubby will spray him down through the smoke. Wright State have the lead again, but so far it seems like neither team is able to build much of a lead here. I feel like every lead has been only 1 round for each team that's able to take the lead. As a timeout is coming down here from the side of the Lions. It's 21 kills for Tubby and only 9 deaths. This is quite the outing he's had for himself. Probably the best one he's had in a minute.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is a fantastic game from Tubby. We haven't really seen from, like, this is probably one of his best games this season, if not his best. As we did miss some of the regular season games, so I don't know what they count for that. But yeah, as you were saying, I mean, no team is really getting momentum. It's not snowballing into anything. It's just 2 rounds, 1 round, and it goes back the other way in like 3 rounds, as we see in the last like 4 rounds of the last half. It's been 3 rounds to the Raiders, then just 1 at the end for UNA, and it's a very back and forth game.
That's just how we like it. That the Raiders will try and build a sizable lead for themselves here. They only have the Neon ult to work with compared to the 2 for the Lions, but both teams have decent enough econs at the moment. I believe Wright State has the better one, but teams with full buys as the assault looks to begin here. Sinister just trying to find somebody on C, but knows that Topaz is there, but...
Yeah, seems like UNA, after that timeout, wants to prioritize rigging that KJ util before they go anywhere. And Topaz is putting in such a weird spot that they just broke the turret. That's it. They can't really break his util. They don't know where it is. And Tubby's ready for when they hit sight with that dart. Even though Topaz is at, like, kind of low HP, I mean, they're going to advance to the C site.
YTK, though, does find Topaz. That'll give him a much clearer look towards this C site. Wright State are beginning to rotate over, but Snow is the one lurking through mid for the Lions. Window will pop his ult. Only able to find a little bit of damage, but the rest of his team begins to take care of business. Snow is still wrapping around through mid, but by the time he does, his team has fallen and the round is in Wright State's hands.
Great util usage by CS Leaf there as we get the weird dance emote of like the only one of the weapons in the game where you can dance. It's kind of funny. I like the skin, but great. I just want to say great util by CS Leaf as the paranoia comes in right before Window goes and just creates space for the team. Even though Window didn't find anyone, so created all the space they needed for CS Leaf and Summer to come out of that garage area and just Hubby to get a couple kills on sight as we see the Odin come out from Window finally.
The long-awaited Odin is in the hands of Window.
Joke's over! You're
Taking up residence in B site, but it is another C site push as CS Leaf falls. Summer able to find one before they're traded out, and Fudge jumps away on the Phoenix ult. Sinister should be able to get the plant down here as it's currently Window though with that Odin. Able to find one trying to spray down through the util. Thanks to that kill, we're all tied up in terms of manpower here, and Topaz will get the better of YTK.
And now Topaz has that KJ ult to work with. Let's see if he uses it.
But the flash comes down, and now it's all up to Tubby after two of his teammates were taken out. He will find Phoenix despite being flashed, but he's running out of time. Ooh, he had to have Sinister there, and he's just gonna have to run away. He dies to the spike, and the lead is cut back in half. Lions back within one. It feels like the Raiders had that one, but that flash was too much to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, there maybe wasn't enough time for Topaz to use that Killjoy ultimate, but nonetheless, this round is definitely won by Fudge there with the Phoenix ult through Garage with the Spectre getting 2 kills and getting a bunch of chip damage on believe it was Window and CT, and I definitely decided the round.
Wright State looking to keep their lead alive here. But YTK able to find Window after so many times they've butt heads in this map. Stan trying to keep the luck going, but he does not find Summer. His angle is too good that time, and CS Leaf wins the 1v1 on C against Snow. The ult comes down from Summer. They should know exactly where the Lions are now. Sinister might be looking in the correct direction to keep Topaz from stopping their march towards B site.
Sinister did see Topaz at the beginning of the round in this spot when he droned out B earlier, but
30 seconds left.
It's just
Recon Dart will confirm that, but he is able to find Tubby, but only after he's taken down YTK. The Fudge with the Phoenix stuns able to take care of CS Leaf.
Last player standing.
But Summer,
that's the spike.
that is the spike, and they're down to 10 seconds. Fudge just he's gonna have to take care of Summer here and get the spike down, but don't believe he's gonna. Oh, he's able to get one, but he will not get the spike down. Summer sacrifices their life and a bit of their KDA to secure the round for Wright State and move them to match point.
Match point, and as we see a timeout coming from UNA, trying to put in a game plan to not have a map 1 loss here, as it is a close bout of teams again going back and forth, and probably As we see, UNA, though, has kind of a bad economy. I mean, they're going to buy up regardless, as we may have Sinister be on like a Bulldog or a Guardian here. Maybe potentially even a Spectre. And I feel like they're going to do something with the Sova, the Hunter's Fury here. And if they get a kill, Snow, I forget what it's called, the Cypher has a lot of info, but from the side of the Raiders, you have Tubby. If he gets a kill in an orb or just 2 ult points, you have the Hunter's Fury retake, you have Topaz's Killjoy ultimate, and maybe Sinister will say that Hunter's Fury for Topaz's Killjoy ult, but I just got to think that UNA are discussing in that timeout of what to do, as it looks like it is going to be Guardian for Sinister, and it looks like an A push, but the Raiders have a 3 stack towards the site as Window and CS leave for air horning in the corner.
I just love the juxtaposition of that, where you're over here, like, talking for so long about how many ways the Lions could look at this, what they could be talking about, and then we cut to the Raiders and they're just blowing air horns in each other's faces in the corner. Like, that's fantastic.
See, Window with the judge, he's going to be deadly here.
Well, the Hunter's Fury trying to buy them some room, but Window takes one down. Summer keeps things going, but Fudge. Phoenix has caused Wright State so many problems. Sinister will get the plant down. The Phoenix ult was used.
And since the Hunter's Fury was used, the Killjoy ult can just be popped down. No repercussions. Can't be broken.
They're still in the area, though. Topaz finds one. It's all down to Fudge, and he's been detained. This is Wright State's win. He can't do anything. That's it. That's all she wrote. That's map. That is map 1 for Wright State after the team ace and the fantastic ult usage by Topaz. Final score is 13-11 here on Haven, with Wright State looking to move forward. 13-10, excuse me, with Wright State looking to move forward here. And they're 1 map away from doing it. It is Tubby popping off with the 25 kill, 10 death game. Fantastic, fantastic stuff from him. And Summer, after struggling that first half, was able to bring things back around.
Like 7 kills in the first half and got all the way up to 19. I mean, that's a lot of kills in the half. I mean, still really good. I mentioned also Windows 6 First Blood's definitely getting in there, playing really aggressive this map, but yeah.
Wright State get off to the start that they needed on their map pick. Map 2 Breeze will be on the way. That is the map pick for the Lions, but Wright State have had some success on that map as well. But before we get to all that, we're going to send you to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Map 2 is just up ahead. Welcome back, Raider Nation. If you are just tuning in, then you missed Wright State taking Game 1 in this best-of-3 series match against the Northern Alabama Lions. It was a close one, but Wright State were able to squeeze the win out 13-10 after a monster performance from Tubby. And now we head on to the Lions map pick, Breeze. But this is a map pick I feel that the Raiders will also be comfortable on. We, of course, have the lore of Summer on the Viper and B site for this map, but this is also a map that Wright State won relatively comfortably in the regional final, and they're looking for a repeat performance here today. We already talked about Viper for Summer, but despite some ideas we heard being floated around, we do have CS Leaf going back to the Omen, and besides this, I feel like this is a pretty similar team comp to what they ran out last time we were on this map.
Yeah, CS Leaf was deciding between the Astro and the Omen lately, and as the opposite, just back for the Omen for comfortability, but I do not think the Raiders have played against this style of comp from UNA, as we have a double duelist, double controller comp, no Sentinel, and Sinister back on that Sova, as Snow opts for the Viper. As I think this is just good for Snow, as Snow last map was pretty passive, and there were lurks and on the defensive side with the Cypher trips, and now I feel like Snow can be definitely more passive with the Viper, can lurk, has the opportunity, and can stay in the back, and doesn't really have to fight too much and play that passive role for Fudge or YTK or Sinister just to go in and get some kills.
Might be looking like an all-out B-site push here, and that is, of course, where Summer has stationed himself on the excuse me, I got my side screwed up. It's Wright State starting on the offense, and just Snow copying a bit of Summer's playbook. He is the only one currently stationed on B-site, but all 5 members of Wright State are looking to head straight in that direction, despite the A-site push coming down from the defense. That's not going to find anything. Toxin already being pumped out by Snow, but Topaz is looking to try and find Sinister up in mid. Not going to be able to find him that time, but the spike is down very quickly as Sinister finds Topaz with a shock dart.
What a lineup! I wish I would have seen that on the. I wish I would have deserved it, but
so far, Wright State getting shot down, but Summer getting back off to a good start. He finds 2. He finds a 3rd one. Tubby will clean things up even after Summer is taken down by Stan. And just when you thought the opening pistol round was slipping out of their hands, Summer brings them right back into it with the help of Tubby. And Wright State get their their second pistol round of the night.
Yeah, 2-1 pistols. And I want to ask Summer after this. Did he get that dink on the flick onto Omen as he just turning the complete other way and flicked around? I just want to know. And also, Sinister, I will be DMing you about that shock dart lineup. I don't know what that was. I mean, caught Topaz by surprise, caught me by surprise.
Summer already looking right at home on B site, even though he is on the offense this time to start this one. Meanwhile, Wright State might be switching over to an A-site push, and Topaz wastes no time in finding YTK. They're already making the move on to A-site, and it's only Fudge. Once again on the Phoenix, Topaz takes a shotgun bullet to the face, but still comes out of it with the kill, and it's all up to Snow. Well, I guess shotguns don't have bullets. They have
Pellets.
Pellets, yeah. He takes a whole canister of those pellets. But it's not enough, and Summer deals with Snow relatively easily. It's a flawless round already for Wright State. They look very happy to be back on Breeze.
Yeah, they definitely do, and I mean, I think you only get to see 2 armor rebuys from the side of the Raiders, so not pretty good bonus round. I mean, not even be opting to rebuy those armors if they have pretty comfortable economy for the next round. I mean, they'll have around 6K, and I mean, we still have a couple strong guns. You have Summer with the Vandal, could be the difference in the round.
Poison orb emitting.
We have again Snow with this go off the site, leave B completely open, and just play off site as UNA just opt to play this full retake defense again.
Wright State have already swarmed the B site like you said. It's a very slow rotation so far from the defense. Made no aggressive moves yet. Window almost found them at range while Summer keeps his kills stacking. YTK finds 1. But Window and Topamine are just picking them apart. Snow will get the better of CS Leaf, but his teammate Fudge taken down elsewhere. And Snow has nowhere to go. He will find an exit kill on to Summer, but that is all they will get here. They're slowed down, but Wright State not in the area. They will get out with their rifle at the very least, but that's the silverest of linings on an overall gray cloud to start this one for the Lions.
Yeah, kind of odd from UNA to play that retakey on especially this map of Breeze. You only have 2 sites to work with, and it's kind of really hard to retake these sites, especially when your opponent in Summer has a Viper with that stall util and the wall. It's very hard to retake. I'm surprised they opted for that off the rip, but
Topaz. It's the second time this map where he's found somebody right off the jump.
Standing ahead.
Looks like Fudge is got a good angle, and he will
Going up.
benefit with a kill on Window. Summer rotate behind him, but Fudge deals with him as well. But Topaz will double his kill count for the map. Well, not for the map, for the round. Might benefit again here if they keep walking towards his area. Meanwhile, Tubby and CS Leaf start to... And Topaz, just like I was predicting... YTK finds him that time, and Snow takes down Tubby. All down to CS Leaf with the plant down, and YTK will spot him right between the wall and the smoke. It's the Lions getting themselves onto the board here on Breeze.
Even though Topaz gets 3 in mid, it was just kind of unorthodox for the Raiders to go into that B site. And also Fudge with the Bucky A main, and can't really do anything about it as they couldn't re-clear him with the Bucky, and Summer is still unaware that Fudge would peek him on site as Summer had that timing through mid. I think was made known because of Topaz getting so many kills in mid, but this is an unfortunate round for the Raiders and kind of stops them a little bit, but as they do have 3 ults to work with as we come into Fudge again.
But he can't get anything done that time, swinging into 2. Stan has been suppressed, but he finds the back of one and another before being taken down, and Sinister finds a 3rd.
Welcome to my world.
Wright State are down to 3 members, 2 of them with very small HP bars. Sinister takes down
Last player standing.
the biggest one. There goes the shortly lived Viper Pit. And CS Leaf can't find anything. Lions are back within 1 after the Viper Pit was used by... Oh, it was... I guess it was, yeah. But Summer has theirs right.
That was for... That's a...
Oh, is that a video?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
my
a...
bad.
No, if they use it during the round, it'll say ready on it, but Yeah, since it was a Viper's pit used by Summer, it's a heavy loss for the Raiders. He got a really spread economy. You have Window with 6K, while Summer only has like 2K to work with. Not really that much, but definitely YTK in this map, starting early and definitely on top of that scoreboard. Just picking off the Raiders here.
You
Now
want to
there's
play?
4
Let's play.
total ults available. Topaz will pop his. The Tour de Force. But so far it's Fudge giving us a tour of his force. He flashes back. Maybe we'll find the kill, but we'll find plenty of damage onto Summer.
Scatter.
Teleport does come down from CS Leaf as well. You must know someone's there. There's a rush on the B, but Snow will swing onto him, but his teammates do not fare
Spike
better.
planted.
But Summer is down to very little HP. But Window will deal with the last remaining Lion on site. So Sinister will take the rest of Summer's HP away at the cost of a big chunk of his. Fudge will swing and take care of Tubby, but Window will get the trade. It's all down to Sinister. And he has very little to work with here, and Window will simply throw a bullet in his direction and get a 3K to close out the round.
Great shots by Topaz. I mean, the patience of Topaz in mid, letting them push up and not peeking into them, and then getting those kills after. Window is coming to site, getting 3. It's pretty easy for the Raiders. I'm surprised CS Leaf flashed that backside, didn't peek Snow, and didn't expect Snow in that corner. But again, the Raiders kind of own this mid presence. It's kind of a common theme with Topaz, but Topaz doesn't go mid this time.
CS Leaf, however, does. I did see an op in the hands of YTK, and good op players have given Wright State grief in the past, but not this time, as Summer deals with them quickly. Only 1 ult available for either side, as Snow is still protecting that B site, and the Raiders think better of... Well, they've still got it in the area. There's 2 members of the Lions pretty deep in mid.
Going up.
But they have to rotate over to A, especially after Fudge goes down, and Snow does get the better of Window that time. So we're down to very little HP, but the man advantage, he, no HP, no problem, finds Stan in the middle of the animation for throwing that smoke down.
30 seconds left.
Sinister is still on the A site, though.
Enemy
But
remaining.
Topaz finds the timing onto Snow, and Sinister is also caught mid-shock dart. It's 3 more kills for Summer. And Wright State take a 3-round lead to match that as Ezzy, Coach Ezzy for the Lions, pops the first of their 2 timeouts.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about timeout here. Summer going off low HP. I mean, we have 10 and 5 here from Summer, and YTK hasn't been a factor in the last couple of rounds. And even with the op, it just cleanly picked off by Summer and main, and kind of just Raiders just own mid. I mean, they get mid, they force UNA to stack that mid presence, and then that round, they just went to the extremities and just took over the control. Even though Snow got 1 on the Window on that B site, the Raiders just walk up A after that op. They know there's not an op there. Potentially maybe only 1 or 2 players on site, and they get the site for free, and Summer low HP, it doesn't matter if you're just hitting your shots.
There are 3 ults available, though, for the Lions to try and begin a comeback. The window will have his knives up if he wants to elect to take them.
I will find you, woman.
I can't imagine it'll stay this way, but all 5 members of the Lions defense have moved over to B, but Wright State are not aware of this. Topaz... Oh, they take both! And Topaz triples up! They threw the entire weight of their defense at them. And Topaz walks away nearly scot-free.
Yeah, I think the Raiders have just realized what is happening with 5 members on that B site and is off the rotate. Summer with all the space, but...
Stan the car man, I think he walks right in to CS Leaf's awaiting barrel. In Wright State, they run straight into the heart of the Lions' den and come out champions with the Lions' skin wrapped around their waist.
Yeah, I was going to say before the round that it's all down to YTK that round with the Jet Knives, as they were buying kind of low, but it didn't matter. Topaz is him. But Raiders was maxing out in the economy, and now UNA going to a force buy again with more weapons. But to do another 3-person push into this elbow position.
YTK will get the better of Topaz this time. No triple kills for him. I think Wright State have recognized that this is another all-out B-site defense and are starting to rotate around to a nearly undefended A-site. Summer is lurking in mid. I don't believe they're aware of that. Oh, Sinister! Holy! Summer finds 2! Even with Sinister staring right at him, the plant goes down, window pops the knives. Jumps up, throws every knife he can find in the kitchen, but can't find anything. It was such a hype start, but Stan the Carman triples. And we'll get the plant down here. We'll take the plant up, I should say. But after that great start, the Raiders can't make it happen, but they still double the Lions' score, 6-3.
Yeah, I think Tubby is starting off not that strong from compared to last map on the Sova on Haven. I would like to see a little bit more, but they also traded with Summer, as Summer started off not strong and was stronger towards the end. And now it's Tubby, who isn't starting too strong, but is going stronger. Or see if they go stronger towards the end of the map. But ultimately, it was last round, it was Topaz is not getting those picks like last time.
More activity in mid. Topaz and Summer looking in that direction. Sinister about to throw a ult down here. Summer, I think, he's trying to find him. He will get him that time. Wants to try and double down here on to Stan the Carman, but Carman's got a shotgun waiting, and Summer will think better of it as they begin to rotate over towards C-side, only defended by Snow. B-side is
Completely surrounded.
The Raiders are circling their prey, but YTK will find CS Leaf in mid. Tubby will just go down for the plant here.
Spike planted.
It'll be a 4v4 post plant as Snow is dealt with that time, and YTK is suppressed and eviscerated. Stan the Carman has also been suppressed. Had a good angle on the Tubby, but couldn't take him down. That timer is ticking away with the Raiders with a 4v2 man advantage, and their econ not the best in the world. Fudge and Stan will just limp away. So lick their wounds and try again next time. Wright State looking commanding here on Breeze.
Yeah, you would think this would be the Raiders' map pick of how strong they've started. I mean, some are 15-6 to a past 12-4, and I would like, yeah, I just realized that was probably the first save of the game that they're from the side of UNA, because both teams have been so back and forth the last map that there was no need to save. It was every round was a gunfight till the death, and now the first save of the game, and Wright State have found a way to deal with this Phoenix.
This Phoenix is... they had a lot of issues with a Phoenix player in last week, and they seem to have made adjustments to try and rectify that. But YTK, though, gets the opening kill onto Window, but CS Leaf will trade him right back. Until it comes down, Fudge will get one before falling himself. Stan the Carman, though, might have good timing here, but Topaz is up mid once again. But Sinister sends him packing.
Last player
2v3,
standing.
make that a 1v3. All down to CS Leaf, and can't make it happen that time. Stan the Carman will keep the Lions within 3 at the very least, with the last round of the half due up.
Yeah, these last couple, I mean, the last 2 rounds UNA have won has all come to the hands of Stan the Carman, just getting a couple on site when he's needed the most, and definitely their impact players. You go into the last round of the half as UNA has potentially could have 5 ults in this round, currently a 4, only 1 away from YTK's, and while Summer has a Viper's Pit available and CS Leaf has the Omen teleport, but definitely the ults go in the favor of Wright State as Snow Viper pits the beast side.
Topaz will flush out the Fudge ults. That's 3 ults down as Sinister is using the Hunter's Fury, and Summer will find the opening kill in Window. Keeps things rolling, but Summer will eventually be dealt with. Now really the only ultimate that remains in play are the knives as Rotate comes down and Window finds Sinister, and now it's all up to the hands of Snow, and his Viper Pit is on the wrong site to try and help deal with this post plant. Push the Raiders over to A, but the rest of his team was not able to shut the offense down, and despite 5 ultimates being available and all of them being used by the Lions, this should be Wright State's round.
Yeah, kind of impossible task for Snow as Toby picks out the last one. And we go to a 4-8 half for the Raiders.
A 4-8 half on your opponent's map pick after map 1 was a back and forth slogfest. I think you're pretty happy with that if you're Wright State. You got Summer playing as expected again, 16-8, and Topaz looking just as incredible, 12-5. As Wright State switch halves here, they'll look to, and we know that they can be just as solid on defense on this map as they are on offense.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I just gotta watch out for YTK here, as he was UNA's standout player for this map so far, but it's out to be looks like an A hit, and so they're gonna wait out this util over an A main.
Everybody's just waiting at the moment, but they might be able to collapse on the stand here in mid. He's just hiding in that util. I don't think Window knows where he is, though, at all. And Stan does jump out of the smoke to get the opening kill of the half, and he will take Tubby as well. Summer will find Snow back on B, but this offense is not going the... It is going the way of the Lions.
Toxin screen
That's
down.
all down to Summer.
Enemy down.
Find one and keep things going. Looking for the 4K here to get the pistol round, but he's down to very low HP. I think Fudge knows where he is. Flick gets a mid-flash! And Summer with the 4K! Gives the pistol round over to Wright State, and he should have enough time here. He will have more than enough time. Massive clutch for Summer on the Viper.
Insane Summer showing why he's the best player on the team statistically. I mean, insane going up and doing a 4v1 practically at 3v1. And I would say 4v1 because fought Snow all the way over at the B site while they were taking A, and crazy clutch from Summer.
This map is Summer's home turf, and he will not be denied. Wright State once again more than double the Lions' score as they look to try and send themselves onwards in this Nationals tournament. The push is A site yet again.
Deployed.
Might have just been a flank, a feint, excuse me. 3 hostiles did get suppressed that time as
Here.
they will elect to try their luck on B site this time. They'll rush right into a white-hot Summer. They throw down the util and
Poison.
they just wait for it to fall down. Window has rotated over to help Summer out. He's got a sniper in hand. We'll eventually lose it to the 1v1, but Tubby
Poison's off.
finds one back
30
in
seconds
mid.
left.
And with 30 seconds left, they're rotating back, but Topaz might be able to cut him off at the pass. 1 down, 2 down, triple up
One
does
enemy remaining.
Topaz! It's a complete masterclass
Flawless.
from Wright State that time. And just like defense started for them in map 1 on Haven, they are not letting the Lions get anything done.
No, they are not, as they have a 3-1 pistol lead in pistol rounds, and that was a crazy timing by Topaz and Stan the card man. As Stan goes into the A site while Topaz pushes through main, so both players are very unaware of themselves, but Topaz had the better timing of
A gift.
getting to the group and getting all that info, as Stan was mislead on the info with Window with
Spike
1 and
down,
short with
B.
the Outlaw.
They're trying to move the spike through there, but Window takes down Sinister, the ace player for this Lions team. The Lions are bleeding out fast. YTK looks to try and push Summer, has to jump back out.
Again, we see on the other side of the map, Topaz is just getting all that space towards A. That now knows they're either mid or they're B at this point. But as CS Loose has a good sight line to main, I think the Raiders know where they're going, and Tubby is ready.
Tubby is ready indeed. Topaz will likely be able to rotate back to help him. Tubby can get one here before falling himself, but Snow will catch him. Rotating behind for cover. But Topaz had great timing on the stand, but can't make it happen in Snow. Goes up on the window. Goes up to CS, Leaf, and Summer, but with Summer out there, you can never count it over, and that is why almost doubles up on the Snow, but he lives with a very small HP bar. CS Leaf in a 1v2. Stan is down to very low HP, but teleports in, but Stan can't find Stan in the middle of the smoke. As the Lions are able to make something happen there, but are still down 5 to 10 against this Raiders defense.
Yeah, again, staying the man and YTK with just the keys to the round. I mean, they're the only ones that are making the difference. I will back mention Snow that round too, getting a 3K off the util, stay in the car, and their push through mid, and great recovery by UNA of having a man down and recovering and coming back and hitting that A site.
Toxins going up.
Speaking of the A site, it looks like the spike is headed back there. Sledge sending the smoke through, but has to use his ult to back away from Tubby. And they're trying to swing on the Stan, and Stan does get one before being traded out, and YTK takes down Topaz. Spike is down. YTK did get chipped down heavily, though. 3v4 remains to be the retake here for Wright State. Some are starting to sneak around the back of A site, sends the Viper wall down. Gonna have to jump through there, trying to find anything. CS Leaf finds one and does find two. Tubby finds Fudge.
But Snow's
still there. He's got two opponents that are very low HP. They do find him, but I don't think they're not gonna have enough time. CS Leaf able to limp away with his small HP bar, but Snow pulls off the clutch to deny Wright State any attempt at defusing that one. And the Lions are starting to whittle away at the lead slowly but surely.
Yeah, Snow timed it just perfectly as Snow wrapped through all the way through mid to the Raiders' back lines, and I was a little concerned if it wasn't going to be in time as it was really late, but lucky enough for Snow, both players on Wright State that were last alive had little HP, so they couldn't tank the Viper volley or the snake bite and defuse the spike, and just enough time for Snow.
Well, Wright State has taken a pretty deep A-side push. That is where the spike is going. If they're ready for it. They do get spotted out, though, but they only find one, not Tubby. Fudge down is the opening kill. Still feeling pretty good about this. The heavy util, though, coming down from Wright State. Snow, meanwhile, trying to find somebody on B site, but Summer will be able to get out of dodge. Oh, but not for long. Stan catches him unawares, but Window does find Snow, but Stan doubles up and Sinister takes down Window. 2v3. Now with the spike rotating towards an open B site, CS Leaf and Tubby once again are your
Spike planted.
Final stand here for Wright State in this round. But, ooh, that's a very deep push.
Scatter.
As Tubby tries to navigate that, CS Lee comes from the other way, and Tubby does find Sinister on the deep push.
Last player standing.
But Stan triples up, finding CS Leaf. Tubby's running out of time. And he has no util to work with. YTK will just poke his head above the wall and take a third straight round off of Wright State.
I'll make them remember.
Definitely, I mean, Stan again. 3 kills on the round. Big lurk through mid, as the Raiders have opted for a little bit of defensive difference, as we've seen from the division finals, as Window, as we see now. Window usually held mid the whole time, and that round Window was a B player with Summer, and kind of Stan caught them off guard and found the timing through mid and won in the round just due to positioning alone.
Spike is headed back towards A. Last round, they were pressured off. Stan the Carman trying to go through mid. Right State do have 2 members there, but they have no eyes on him with the util going down, but Topaz flicks over to find the kill in mid.
That's a good spot.
Wright State have that area of the map back in their control as the spike starts to come back off of A.
Kind of unfortunate for the Raiders that as they didn't recover that weapon in mid. But I mean, still they still have the numbers advantage going into this, but this is going to be a hard fight for them on this A site.
CS Leaf and Tubby will have to oh, and Tubby walks right into the fire from YTK, and he doubles up, taking down both of them. And that will open up A site, but Window will find Snow back in mid. We'll give him a rifle, but YTK up to a triple kill now. Flushing Window out of mid. We have Summer and Topaz still up. These are the 2 players, but YTK will look for an ace now. They're getting one over on Summer. Topaz armed with just a pistol. This is just about impossible. He will deny YTK of the ace at the very least. He's looking to try his luck, but he'll be flashed off of it. Will grab a rifle for himself, but he is out of time that time. And that is a 4th straight round in the hands of the Lions. And Wright State are letting them straight back into this one.
YTK 18 and 14 definitely help snowballing these rounds for UNA, and you can see why they picked this map, as they're starting to feel very comfortable on this attack half.
Wright State do have quite a few ultimates available.
As they change their defensive style, as Topaz is now on B and Summer is now playing the A position.
I have to see if this fares any better. Feels like this has been... Ooh. CS Leaf already took a lot of damage to the dome. But Topaz doubles up to get the opening kills. Maybe this new defensive structure will work out after all. He just have to jump away from the assault to a better position and is eventually flushed out by Fudge. Should be able to get the plant down here, but Wright State are quick to rotate. It's a 4v3 advantage for Wright State, but CS Leaf has very little HP. Drone will give him the location of Tubby. He'll have to jump back. Wright State not finding a lot of room. Stan the Carman lurking in the util again. Knives do come out from Window, but he can't get anything done. Timer ticking down. Summer will find one. Tubby keeps things going, and he will double to get the round in Wright State's favor. After a heavy skid, they're able to get back on the saddle. 11-8, your new score. 2 rounds away from advancing is Wright State.
Tubby, huge round coming with the null command, denying Sinister the ult earlier in the round and just not letting them use their util. And then Topaz, 2 entry kills. They can't even try to enter B, and it made it really awkward. And so, I mean, both of them just won the round. I believe it was a duo ace for them. Actually, Summer did get one on the entry. Get out of my way! So, great round from the Raiders.
We'll see the Vipers pick coming down on A site, but the spike is firmly rooted up mid with no one from Wright State home to defend. Tubby's up in that util. The knives have been popped by YTK. Window is just trying to pressure him back, but YTK will swing through with those knives to get the opening kill. And Snow keeps the ball rolling. Topaz almost found YTK, has to jump back! Jumps back into the perfect angle to find Fudge, but the plant is going down. Meanwhile, YTK's Viper Pit will be spent to try and pull this one off, but Summer jumps straight onto the head of Stan. He is down to very little HP. We'll teleport away.
Last player
And
standing.
Sinister catches Topaz. Not ready. And Tubby is just gonna limp away to save. This should be another round for the Lions after the Viper's Pit was burned by Summer. And after Wright State had such a commanding lead on this map, this is starting to get a little too close for comfort.
Yeah, I mean, definitely snowballed from the side of UNA. As we go to the next round, and it's just going to be the I don't think the Raiders will force here. Might do like a half buy, try to get an orb for Topaz, that tour de force. What I'd like to mention, he is 22-11, out basically the same scoreline as Summer in terms of kills. And I mean, the Wright State definitely have the kills, and they just don't have the dominance that I would think they would have looking at the scoreboard. But
Joke's over! You're dead!
seen a aggression here from UNA and Fudge with the Phoenix run it back.
Two-pronged assault, and Fudge will run through and take both of them out. He will jump backwards straight in the hands of Summer, but he has done his damage. Sinister will get the easy plant in A. And Stan is guarding the entrance for Summer. Looking at Util. The Util goes down. Summer does see him and will even up the odds here. We'll have to run straight into this prepared post-plant defense, but Tubby, and Tubby again, doubling up, trying to, Summer looking to put the kibosh on this one, and Snow will not be able to deter the Raiders. Wright State are now one round away from advancing here. Jabub, what are they gonna bust out to try and put the finishing touches on?
I wouldn't be surprised to see a timeout coming, and as I am saying that, a timeout is called for do or die situation, as this time UNA has no ults to play with. The only one kind of close is Sinister. You need 2 orbs for it, and Sinister really isn't getting that many kills this map, so it doesn't look like they're gonna get the Hunter's Fury for this round. And Stan the Carman's ult isn't, yes, you can get it, but it hasn't really, it's not a big powerful ult compared to your Hunter's Fury or your Viper's Pit. So they don't really have anything going into this other than YTK, and they do have the economy for it though, so they will have a full buy. But hopefully it's down to the YTK and how do they deal with Topaz and Summer switching sites. Does it look like they're going to go back to their original defense with Summer on the B and Topaz on the A?
Topaz does have his tour de force online, but he does end up popping it. Okay. I was thinking maybe they would save it for a later round when they have more ults available, but Topaz can just straight up win an entire round by himself if he really starts to heat up.
Yeah, with these long sight lines, tour de force are really good for mid, which the Raiders have not really aimed to fight that much in this game or this map. And now Topaz is there in mid, and see if it's like the same as Haven where Topaz owns mid.
Yep, just aiming his scope down. The spike is in the vicinity of B, but the heart of the push is coming straight up mid, where Topaz is waiting with that tour de force. He's not looking at any of them though at the moment, and that's where all of the Lions are currently looking. But Topaz switches back to a rifle. wrapping through B, but Topaz might have the perfect angle. Summer trying to keep himself alive, will deal with 1 and 2!
Spike down B.
Back on his home turf on B, takes 2 down before giving his own life up. Stan the Carman, though, equalizes. That's a
30
big
seconds left.
ult down, but
Down
Toby
mid.
is traded out by Stan. 2v2 with the tournament on the line for Lions. Stan will get the plant down A with seconds to spare.
As we called this last time, a team made the mistake of planning for safe with this, and they couldn't get it off because the fuse. Stan has opted to plant for safe for Snow, so it's kind of harder for Snow to get these players off the defuse. See if that's a factor. CS Leaf just puts a smoke.
CS Leaf is immediately on the plant. He's already got it halfway before jumping off, but he walks straight in. And after it looked so good there for a moment, the Lions able to claw one back. And the only ult that the Raiders had was spent with nothing in return. Though Tubby is 1 away from his.
Yeah. Tubby, the no command might be the strongest ult in the game, getting rid of all of your abilities. It's even if Sinister gets their ult back, you can't do anything when Tubby's ult is up, as we see the same kind of game plan from UNA of this mid presence. But this time, Topaz isn't top mid, he is bottom mid with the frenzy again.
There's something there. They do fire a bolt towards him. They're starting to retreat away from mid. Well, Snow is trying to muscle towards A, but might be walking straight towards CS Leaf. That would give CS Leaf a rifle if he can get this 1v1, and Tubby swoops in to back him up for the opening kill. That's a rifle for CS Leaf. And Stan the Carman might be walking straight into another Wright State player, but gets able to put the moves on Topaz to even up the man
30
advantage.
seconds left.
Offense only has 30 seconds to work with, however, and Stan does get spotted in mid. But Tubby has to burn his ability to try and open himself up for a possible
Spike
res here, but he's just gonna tick down. But CS Leaf able to manage Stan the Carman, but the Hunter's Fury coming down from Sinister is gonna make it so hard. And Summer will be taken out by that ult, but Window finds Sinister. And now it's all up to Fudge. He takes down Window. CS Leaf versus Fudge, and Fudge has no idea. Turns back around and clutches up against CS Leaf. And the Lions are 1 away from overtime after having another very good look at a potential round that they just weren't able to finish up.
Yeah, definitely heartbreaking a little bit for the Raiders. Now, last round, everyone has economy. It's going to be a full gun round. If Summer can get an orb here, that would be game-changing. But, I mean, all we're looking at for ults is CS Leaf and Summer. And, I mean, this would be it. I mean, we've seen the Raiders and Breeze overtime before. We might see it again if UNA can clutch this out. Be a massive comeback for them, but you look for an A hit onto Tubby, who's been a little bit, definitely hotter on this defensive half.
Two suppressed.
2 hostiles do get suppressed there. Try and at least delay this A site push. The spike is still waiting in the wings. Meanwhile, there is no one mid once more for Wright State, and Stan has taken up shop there. But so far, it is a quiet start to this one as the Lions start to inch forward through the entrance to A. They've rotated all 5 of their members over, and neither Wright State defender seems to be looking in that direction. They'll be waiting on the defense. Swings in, can't find anything. Sinister should get the plant down, even with Wright State quickly coming over. Still no ults on the board. Topaz will find Stan, trying to keep himself alive in the util. Summer finds Sinister. Man advantage, Wright State. CS Lee finds one. Snow can only do so much. Fudge has to keep himself alive. He cannot! We are not going to overtime. Your Wright State Raiders will advance in the national tournament. They had to make us sweat at least a little bit for it, Jabub, but they come through and get the win on Breeze. 13-11, your final score.
Such a close map from the Raiders and UNA. I mean, both maps very, very close with a 13-10 and a 13-11 for the side of the Raiders, though. But Topaz, what a day he's had today. Been on top of the scoreboard both games, and Tubby rebounding on that defensive half and getting in that top echelon of the scoreboard. But ultimately, Summer on the Viper is just insane on Breeze. I don't know how teams can stop him. 29-15 with 5 first bloods as a smokes player. It's crazy.
He does it every time. It's amazing. But I did see someone in the chat asking our Wright State Raiders to beat Lander for them. We'll have to see who Lander is, but for now, your Wright State Raiders will be advancing in the national tournament, and that means, is it going to be Monday again? I thought I remembered potentially like tomorrow.
I think it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, all right. So yeah, we're gonna double up here this week on Valorant. So thank you all so much for watching. This has been RJ and Jabub with the Wright State Esports Club saying so long, Raider up, and we'll see you tomorrow.